Hi everyone, today I'm making one of my absolute favorite dishes, and that's a Kröstel. For this, we need gravy, eggs, salt, pepper, clarified butter, parsley, a bit of marjoram, more horseradish, bacon, an onion, caraway seeds, and pre-cooked potatoes. I boiled them for about 20 minutes, and I have some cold roast meat, a typical farmer's meal, something you make when you have leftovers. On the weekend, you made roast pork, and there was still a huge piece left because you had a lot of guests. Then you just made a nice hash out of it, and personally, I really like it. The reason we're having hash today is also partly because I had hash at a Bavarian's place over the weekend. And it was so mediocre that I said I'll make one myself so I can finally have a proper one again. So first, cut the bacon into slightly larger pieces. You don't have to use bacon, you can also just use roast pork. Yeah, but I always like bacon because it gives me a bit of smoky flavor and adds a bit of punch to the whole thing. So we just cut that into slightly larger pieces. For the potatoes, I use starchy potatoes because I really like it when they get a bit flaky and crunchy. Yes, so they get rough on the outside. And when I fry them later, they just get a bit crispier than the waxy ones. At least that's what I think. Especially for the Kröstel, I really like to use them. And now the old roast pork, or old roast, well, old just means it's from yesterday. And now you just cut it into pieces like this. That depends a bit on how much you want to watch your figure. Yeah, I always leave the fat on, of course, because who actually cuts the fat off roast pork? But you can decide that for yourself, right? And now just cut it into pieces like this. So why was the roast pork, or why was the Kröstel so greasy, the one I ate there? First of all, it was a Kröstel made from dumplings. That's not a Kröstel, that's just a big dumpling. That's a completely different dish, so in my opinion, it has nothing to do with a Kröstel. And secondly, it was totally soggy, the potatoes just weren't properly fried. So you can use dumplings too, but then it's just a different dish. But you have to fry them until they're crispy. That's really important with the potatoes. As you can see now, they're still pretty hard to cut. I only parboiled them briefly. Yeah, like I said before, 20 minutes, or actually, not me, but Linus parboiled them for me earlier. The advantage is that they won't fall apart right away. Yeah, so what's important when frying them? Actually, it's important that you add the roast at the end. Yeah, that's really important, otherwise it just gets dry. We don't want that, we just want to crisp it up briefly, and that's it. And what else is important? The potatoes need time. If you don't have time, don't make it. No Kröstel. So, a Kröstel, a good Kröstel can easily sit on the stove for 30 or 35 minutes, no problem. Today I'm frying it with clarified butter, but you can just as well use beef fat or a neutral oil. Please, not olive oil. I think it just doesn't really fit because it's a bit of a rustic dish and the flavor just isn't quite right. You can also use goose fat or something similar, yeah, if you make it yourself. If you want, clarified butter is fine. There's a link up here, we've already made a video about it. And now the potatoes go in. Make sure to crumble them apart nicely. Yeah, now I'll chop up some greens just like this. First, as decoration. And second, marjoram is a spice that goes incredibly well with dishes like this, especially with roasts and potatoes. So a bit of marjoram and a bit of parsley, just chop them up finely, not too much. That's how it is with some dishes. Oh, the eggs are running away. With some dishes, I don't find the greens that essential. Important, well, if it has a flavor, then yes, but with a Kröstel. I just told you, it's such a traditional dish, you can just leave it the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, you don't have to throw anything fancy on it, just let it sizzle like that. Yeah. And now the onion, exactly, we'll cut that up too. Then we've got everything chopped and we can get started. Just cut the onion as usual, slice it once across and then dice it. I can also tell you, this is one of those dishes we always had when we came back from skiing. Yes, my grandmother was from Tyrol, from Hall near Innsbruck, and whenever we came home completely exhausted from skiing, she would always make this. Then there was usually some roast left over from the day before, from Sunday, reheated with potatoes and so on. And I have to honestly admit, I almost liked eating it even more than the roast on Sunday because it's just really awesome. I like it, I really do. I don't know why I've never been on the channel before. Probably because it always seemed a bit too simple to me, and I thought that's not a real recipe. But that's actually not true at all. Yeah, so now they're already nicely crisped up. Now the bacon goes in. It needs to slowly render out now. Yeah. They're still not nearly crispy enough for me, but I'll add the bacon now so it can also get a bit crispy. Now you can see we're slowly heading in the right direction. Now we can add the roast. Yeah, not before the potatoes need time to get crispy. If you start too early, the roast will get dry and too dark. Yeah, so now add the roast nicely. This is it. I admit, maybe it's a bit too much roast, but I didn't want to throw anything away, so that's why I made a bit more roast. This will be a Kröstel for champions. Now you can start seasoning. Use a good pinch of salt, adjusting based on how much you already salted the roast and potatoes. Use less if you salted them well earlier. If you already had too much salt on it, then you can add a bit of pepper. As you can see, my fan is blowing everything over again, as always, but you need to see what's happening. Now sprinkle some caraway on it. Caraway is really important in this dish. What does caraway do? Caraway helps you digest fat better. And especially if you eat old pork fat, well, not old pork fat, but if you eat a lot of pork fat and have a really hearty dish, then things like caraway, parsley, things that just make fat easier for your stomach to handle are incredibly important. That's why it's so often used, especially in hearty dishes in Bavarian cuisine. It's so that it doesn't feel so heavy in your stomach afterwards. Yeah. So, we'll add the onions at the very end. That'll take about another 5 minutes. We'll roast it a bit more, then add the onions. Then, I'll quickly fry 2 sunny side-up eggs in the second pan back there, since they won't fit in this pan anymore. It turned out to be a bit much, but I'll show you in a moment how it goes on. Slowly but surely, we're getting closer. I'll put 2 eggs in the pan back there. This pan here isn't induction compatible, so I'll use that one and do it back there. Yeah, now it's starting to get really nice and crispy. You can already see it. The bacon is crispy and the potatoes are slowly getting the right color. Now you can add the onions, which also get a chance to roast. The onions actually take the shortest time. We're ready. The fried eggs in the back are done and seasoned with salt and pepper. I don't need to explain how to fry eggs. And now we just add a bit of fresh herbs on top, give it another toss. Like I said, not too many herbs. Let the aroma pop up for a moment. What's in there, yeah? And now look at this. Doesn't that look fantastic? I'm really craving it already. I'll tell you, I've been snacking from the pan the whole time because I just can't resist. A fried egg on top. One is enough for me in this case. Horseradish on the side, since not everyone likes it. Keeping it separate works well, and I think it pairs perfectly with the dish. Now a bit of fresh parsley on top, just to make it look nicer. 1 or 2 little sprigs, yeah. And now add a bit of gravy here, just a nice spoonful. Don't use too much or it'll get soggy, but it does add a lot of flavor. And now, my dear friends, I'm slowly starting to feel more and more guilty. I don't want to share that with you right now. I'll tell you how it is, I'm sorry. Because it's mine. That's just fantastic. You can see how I'm scarfing this down. That just means I really like it. I'm going to start now. Dear friends, enjoy cooking this at home. It's super delicious. If you don't like it, that's on you. See you next week. Leave a like, subscribe, blah, 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 and tell your friends, become a channel member, and so on and so forth. You already know all that. See you next week on Let It Cook, cooking channel. Take care. Bye.